Every single day, millions of people are eating certain common ingredients without realizing that these foods are silently damaging the very lifelines of their body, their arteries. These ingredients are so common, so normal in our diets, that you could have eaten one of them today without even noticing. And that's the scary part. They're often hiding in places you wouldn't suspect. What's even more frightening is that they don't cause immediate pain or obvious symptoms. They work quietly, gradually, almost invisibly, until one day the damage becomes impossible to ignore. Maybe in the form of a heart attack, stroke, or other life-threatening condition. Welcome to True Vital. I'm so glad you're here today, because what we're talking about could literally save your life or the life of someone you care about. Our mission here is simple: to bring you clear, science-backed health information you can trust, and to give you practical steps that make living a healthier, stronger, and longer life actually possible. This is not about fear. It's about empowerment. The more you know, the more control you have over your health. Today, we're going to look at 3 everyday ingredients that most people think are harmless. Some are even marketed as healthy. But research shows they can seriously damage your arteries over time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, where they hide, how they affect your body, and what to use instead, so you can protect your arteries and improve your overall heart health starting today. Stick with me, because I'm also going to give you bonus tips at the end on how to actively clean and protect your arteries. Before we get into the list, let's understand why this matters so much. Your arteries are like flexible pipes that carry oxygen-rich blood from your heart to every organ, every muscle, every cell in your body. When you're young and healthy, these arteries are smooth and flexible, allowing blood to flow freely. But over time, they can become narrow and stiff due to the buildup of fatty deposits, cholesterol, and other substances, a condition called atherosclerosis. When that happens, blood has a harder time getting through. Your heart has to work harder to pump blood. Your blood pressure rises, and your risk of blood clots, heart attacks, and strokes goes way up. And here's the thing: atherosclerosis doesn't happen overnight. It's not like you eat one burger and suddenly your arteries clog. It's the result of years of repeated exposure to foods and habits that slowly damage those blood vessels. That's why it's so important to know about these ingredients now, before the damage gets worse. So, let's get started with the first one: trans fats. Trans fats are artificially created fats designed to make foods last longer on the shelf and taste better in the short term. They're made by adding hydrogen to vegetable oils, turning them from a liquid into a semi-solid. This process is called hydrogenation, and while it's great for food manufacturers because it makes products last months without spoiling, it's terrible for your arteries. Here's why. Trans fats do 2 really dangerous things. First, they raise your LDL cholesterol. That's the bad cholesterol that contributes to plaque buildup in your arteries. Second, they lower your HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol that helps remove bad cholesterol from your bloodstream. On top of that, trans fats trigger inflammation in your body, which damages the inner lining of your blood vessels and makes it easier for cholesterol to stick there. Where do trans fats hide? They're often in packaged baked goods like cookies, pies, donuts, and pastries. They're in fried fast food like fries, fried chicken, and even some breakfast sandwiches. Margarine and shortening are classic sources. Some brands of microwave popcorn use them in the buttery coating, and surprisingly, They can also be found in non-dairy creamers for coffee. Now, the food industry has been under pressure to remove trans fats, and you might see labels that say 0 grams trans fat. But here's the trick. If a product has less than 0.5 grams per serving, the manufacturer can legally round down to 0. That means if you eat multiple servings, those tiny amounts add up fast. So always check the ingredient list for the words partially hydrogenated oil. That's the giveaway. There's solid science backing this up. In one Harvard study, people who ate the most trans fats had a 23% higher risk of heart disease compared to those who ate the least. Think about that. Nearly 1 in 4 more cases just from a type of fat you can completely avoid. The fix? Swap margarine for a small amount of real butter, or better yet, use heart-healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. Bake at home with whole ingredients so you know exactly what's in your food. And when you're eating out, choose grilled instead of fried whenever possible. Now, let's talk about the second artery clogging ingredient, excessive sugar. Sugar has a reputation for causing weight gain, but its effects go far beyond the number on the scale. When you consume too much sugar, especially added sugar, your liver turns the excess into fat. Some of that fat ends up in your bloodstream as triglycerides. And high triglycerides are a major risk factor for heart disease because they contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries. Too much sugar also leads to insulin resistance, where your cells stop responding properly to insulin. This creates higher blood sugar levels and more inflammation in the body, which again damages those delicate arterial walls. And here's where it gets sneaky. Sugar isn't just in candy and desserts. It's hidden in breakfast cereals, even ones that look healthy on the box. Flavored yogurts often contain as much sugar as ice cream. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, salad dressings, all can be loaded with sugar. Sports drinks and fruit juices can have as much sugar as soda. Even that morning coffee from your favorite cafe can easily have 30 to 40 grams of sugar if it's flavored or topped with whipped cream. A major study published in JAMA followed people for 15 years and found that those who got 25% or more of their daily calories from added sugar were more than twice as likely to die from heart disease as those who kept it under 10%. That's a huge difference and completely preventable. You don't need to give up sweetness entirely. You can replace soda with sparkling water and a squeeze of lemon or lime. Sweeten foods naturally with berries, banana, cinnamon, or a small drizzle of raw honey. Make sauces and dressings at home so you control the sugar content. One challenge I give people is to go 1 week without any added sugar. And almost everyone reports feeling more energetic, sleeping better, and having fewer cravings by the end of it. Now we come to the third ingredient, processed meats. Processed meats are meats that have been preserved by smoking, curing, salting, or adding chemical preservatives. Think bacon, sausages, hot dogs, deli slices, pepperoni, and salami. The problem with processed meats is twofold. They're high in sodium, which raises blood pressure, and they often contain nitrates and nitrites, which can form harmful compounds in the body that damage blood vessels. A large meta-analysis, basically a study of studies, found that just 50 grams of processed meat a day, which is about 2 slices of bacon or 1 hot dog, increased the risk of heart disease by 42%. That's huge for such a small daily amount. Processed meats have also been linked to certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer, so there are multiple reasons to cut back. The good news is that there are plenty of alternatives. Choose fresh, unprocessed cuts of poultry, beef, or fish. If you want to reduce meat altogether, try plant-based protein sources like lentils, beans, chickpeas, tofu, or tempeh. You can also flavor your meals with herbs, spices, and marinades to get a satisfying taste without relying on processed meats. Over time, your taste buds adapt, and you'll find yourself actually preferring fresher, less salty foods. Now, here's the bonus tip. It's not just about avoiding harmful foods, it's also about actively nourishing your arteries. Fill your plate with fiber-rich vegetables and fruits. These help remove cholesterol from your body before it can stick to your arteries. Include omega-3 rich foods like salmon, mackerel, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. Omega-3s reduce inflammation and keep your blood flowing smoothly. Stay active. Even a 20-minute brisk walk each day improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, and strengthens your heart. So let's recap. The 3 ingredients quietly clogging your arteries are trans fats, excessive sugar, and processed meats. These are common, but with awareness and simple swaps, you can dramatically reduce your risk of heart disease. Every small step you take now adds up to a healthier, longer life. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button so more people can discover this information. Subscribe to True Vital for more science-backed health tips that actually work. And share this video with someone you care about. Because sharing knowledge is one of the most powerful ways to protect the people we love. Remember, your health is your greatest wealth. Take care of your body, and it will take care of you for many years to come.